The Liberals keep telling us there's some sort of national climate emergency afoot, but we just caught the Liberals avoiding using public transportation or commercial aircraft, and instead they are utilizing RCMP aircraft to shuttle their staff and photographers back and forth between Toronto and Ottawa. The news broke late last week that Health Minister Patty Hajdu was flying high in government aircraft while she was in favor of locking away completely healthy Canadians into their homes to stop the spread of COVID-19. Hajdu spent months zipping around the sky, all the while scolding those of us who didn't listen to her and shutter ourselves away from the world like some sort of coronavirus hermits. Blacklock's had the original story last week. Look at this. Newly disclosed records confirm Health Minister Patricia Hajdu used a federal jet 11 times, even as her department told Canadians to avoid non-essential travel. Hajdu's office had previously admitted to only half as many flights, and yesterday had no comment. Yeah, I bet they didn't have any comment. Think again and stay home, Hajdu told reporters March 23rd as public health officers imposed shutdown orders. We are asking Canadians really to conduct only essential business. Going to the grocery store, going to the post office, going to the pharmacy. Something, we are all in this together. Now, that information quoted by Blacklocks came to them by way of an order paper response to a question asked by Bev Shipley, the Conservative MP for Barrie. And there was definitely more to the story. Shipley asked the government to provide details with regard to ministers and exempt staff members flying on government aircraft, including helicopters, since July 1st, 2019 until the end of this past September. Now, we got our hands on that order paper response, and we looked a little deeper at it, and something immediately stuck out to me right in the middle of the response. It was in the response from the RCMP about the use of their jets and aircrafts. 2 pages detail the Liberals' use of the RCMP aircraft as the caucus minivan for their employees and assistants. Just look at this. January 23rd, 2019, the photographer for the PMO and the assistant to the Prime Minister and the Director of Communications for the PMO were on an RCMP aircraft from Saskatoon to a Trudeau event in La Loche, Saskatchewan, for the 3rd anniversary of a shooting there. Later the same day, they all came back on the same plane. June 17th, 2019, Ottawa to Toronto, and then on the same day, Toronto back to Ottawa, a plane that includes the Deputy Director, Executive Office, and Executive Assistant to the Prime Minister, and the photographer for the PMO, of course. We see this again, November 29th, 2019, Ottawa to Toronto, and then Toronto back to Ottawa for the Deputy Director, Executive Office, and Executive Assistant to the Prime Minister, plus the Special Assistant to the Prime Minister. That's a lot of assistants. Plus the Press Secretary to the Prime Minister on the RCMP Pilatus PC-12. We found 8 flights to Toronto from Ottawa, including 1 flight on March 9th, 2020, that included the Senior Gender and Diversity Advisor from the Office of the Chief of Staff to the Prime Minister. I did not know such a thing existed. There are 10 flights of 12 in total where the RCMP aircraft are used to ferry around Trudeau's staff, usually the photographer, and Freeland staff, with no minister or MP or Prime Minister on board. There are hourly or more flights available from Ottawa that they could have taken commercially at any point. They could have even taken the train, or, these people could have driven themselves like the rest of us do. I don't think the RCMP have been provided with aircraft to serve as private planes for Liberal staff. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. These sorts of document-based investigations into the Liberal government are very time-consuming and laborious, but we think it's so important to be able to tell the other side of the story and to show people what the Liberals are doing with your money when they think no one's watching. If you'd like to help us continue these sorts of investigations, please go to rebelinvestigates.com and donate today.